morning, dear students. I am Miss NAVEDA SHAIKH from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started. Good morning, dear students. I am Miss NAVEDA SHAIKH from MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's class, we'll be learning a very interesting chapter from a science textbook, and that is related to a chapter that you've already done. Now, in our previous class, we have learned a very interesting chapter that was motion and types of motion. Now, here in this slide, you can see various activities being done by people, by animals. Okay, here you can see a man trying to pull a horse. You can see a boy playing with a ball. Then you can see a man trying to lift up weight. There are two girls who are rowing the boat, and you can see the mangoes falling from the trees. Now, in all these pictures that you see that there is some or the other kind of activities done in order to move the object from one place to the other. And that movement is done because of the force. So, the topic for today is force and types of force. This is the first part of the chapter, and we will be learning what exactly is the meaning of force and the different types of it. So let's get started. Here in this picture, you can see that a boy is trying to kick the ball, right? And a boy is riding a bicycle, and a man is flying a kite. So in all these pictures that you see, you actually have done all these activities in your day to day life, right? हम लोगों ने ये सारी activities कर चुके हैं, हम लोग ball के साथ खेल चुके हैं. You must have ridden a bicycle, or you must have played with a kite. So when we kick a football coming in our direction towards the goal, we apply force. In day to day life, we do many actions such as lifting, pulling, राइडिंग अ बाइसिकल एंड स्टॉपिंग इट एट टाइम्स. ठीक है, तो हम लोग बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज करते हैं, जैसे कि कुछ चीज को लिफ्ट करना, पुल करना, बाइसिकल चलाना, उसे स्टॉप करना, गोल मारना, कुछ चीजों को स्क्वीज करना, बेंड करना, समथिंग और द अदर वी डू, राइट? एंड दिस ऑल थिंग्स आर डन बिकॉज ऑफ द फोर्स. So it is necessary to apply force for doing all these actions. ठीक है, अगर फोर्स अप्लाई करेंगे तो ही ये सारी चीजें हो सकती है, अदरवाइज ये सारी चीजें नहीं हो सकती. सो फोर्स इज अप्लाइड टू एन ऑब्जेक्ट टू पुल इट और पुश इट इन any manner. So this man who's playing with the kite, he is trying to pull the kite, push the kite so that it can fly properly. Okay, whereas if you see the man who is riding a bicycle, वहां पर भी वो कुछ एक्टिविटी कर रहा है, वो पेडल के ऊपर फोर्स लगा रहा है, तो ही वो बाइसिकल आगे बढ़ती है. Yes or no? Same way, if you are playing with a football, when you kick the football, what are you doing? You are applying force with your leg onto the ball so that the ball moves towards the direction in which you want. ठीक है, सेम वे अगर एक बॉल मूव हो रहा है तो हम लोग उसे हाथ के फोर्स से रोक भी सकते हैं. तो या तो कोई चीज को मूव करना है या उसे रोकना है, कोई भी एक्टिविटी करने के लिए हम लोगों को फोर्स की जरूरत होती है. ठीक है, सो फोर्स इज अप्लाइड टू एन ऑब्जेक्ट टू पुल इट और पुश इट इन एनी मैनर. Here also in this picture, if you see, there is a man who is pushing a piece of rock over the mountain. You can see a man trying to hit the golf ball, and you can see a lady driving a bicycle. ठीक है, so all these activities here you see, they require force. There is no object changes its position on its own. So if the ball needs to move, you have to apply force. अगर गोल्फ खेलने जो जाते हैं, you must have seen it in the television also, कि एक छोटा सा बॉल होता है, अगर उसको मूव करना है, बॉल को ये होल में डालना है, तो उसके लिए फोर्स अप्लाई करना पड़ता है गोल्फ स्टिक से, ताकि वो बॉल वो होल में जा सके. ठीक है, सेम वे इफ देयर इज अ rock, or if there is anything that is there in your house, if you want to move it from its position, original position, इट डजंट मूव ऑन इट्स ओन, वो अपने आप से मूव होता है क्या? नहीं। तो उसे मूव करने के लिए हम लोगों को ताकत लगाना पड़ता है, फोर्स लगानी पड़ती है। सो फोर्स इज रिक्वायर्ड टू मूव एन ऑब्जेक्ट. Force is used to change the direction of an object in motion or to stop it also. ठीक है, सेम थिंग अर्लियर ऑल्सो आई मेंशन कि अगर कोई चीज चल रही है उसका डायरेक्शन चेंज करना है, जैसे कि क्रिकेट में होता है, क्रिकेट में अगर हम लोग को बॉल को हिट करना है तो क्या हो रहा है, हम लोग जब फोर्स लगाते हैं बैट से बॉल के ऊपर तो बॉल का डायरेक्शन चेंज हो जाता है कि नहीं? द बॉल इज कमिंग इन योर डायरेक्शन बट व्हेन यू अप्लाई फोर्स विद द बैट द बॉल चेंजेस द डायरेक्शन. सो यू फोर्स की वजह से क्या होता है, डायरेक्शन भी चेंज होती है. ठीक है, सो force is required to move an object from its original position, to stop it, to change its direction. Okay, so here in this picture, that is here this man is trying to pull the horse in order to make it move. This man is trying to lift weights. ठीक है, सो ही इज ऑल्सो अप्लाइंग फोर्स. तो ये नीचे से अगर ऊपर उठा रहा है तो उसके लिए भी पोजीशन चेंज हो रही है. ठीक है, तो उसके लिए फोर्स लगाने की जरूरत है. इफ यू गो फॉर बोटिंग, जब हम लोग ये बोट चलाने के लिए, इफ यू रोइंग द बोट, व्हाट डू यू डू इज you are applying force with your hands so that the boat can move ahead. If you're playing with the ball or a basketball, you are applying force onto the ball so that the ball keeps bouncing or moving. Here also, this boy is trying to pull the cart in which the girl is sitting, and here also he is applying force, and that is the reason it is moving in its direction. Here you can see the mangoes are falling from the tree onto the ground. So there is also a force which is present in the ground, which is attracting any object towards itself. We will be learning about that also. First, let us understand any push or pull of an object is considered as a force. ठीक है, कोई भी push या pull, यहाँ पर आप लोग push देख रहे हैं, pull देख रहे हैं, objects के अंदर जो हो रहा है, this is what is force. Push and pull comes from the object interacting with one another. Okay, so the terms like stretch and squeeze can also be used to denote force. So in short, when you are fighting with your brothers and sisters or in the school also, your teachers come in and they try to separate you, so they are applying force so that you do not come together and fight or hit each other. Okay, so there is also force being applied. Same way, if you see a rocket, आप लोगों ने देखे होंगे television में, so that rocket is also applying some amount of force ताकि वो ऊपर की तरफ move हो सके. Here you can see this man trying to fly the kite, and he is also pulling and pushing, and that makes the kite to fly. So force is needed to set a stationary object in motion. कोई भी रुकी हुई चीज, जैसे कि आप लोगों को ये रॉकेट दिखाई दे रहा है, ये रुका हुआ था बट फोर्स अप्लाई करने से ये मूव होने लगा. सेम वे काइट जमीन पे पड़ी होती है, जब हम लोग उसके ऊपर कुछ एक्शन करते हैं, कुछ फोर्स अप्लाई करते हैं, तभी वो काइट उड़ती है और मूव होती है. ठीक है, to change the speed or direction of a moving object or to change the shape of an object. ठीक है, so force क्यों जरूरी होता है, उससे क्या क्या होता है. I hope now it is clear to all my students. So any push or pull on an object is called a force. You can see a girl pulling a chair. You can see a car being pushed by a man. Force come into play due to interaction. An interaction of an object with another results in force being between the two objects. ठीक है, so this is what is force. Now what are the effects of forces? अभी मैंने आप लोगों को पहले ही बता चुकी हूँ कि फोर्सेस से क्या होता है. अगर फोर्स अप्लाई करेंगे तो what will happen? It changes the shape, it changes the direction. Okay, so it can change the state of rest or motion of the object. So here for instance you can see force changes the state of motion of a tire, makes it to move faster. You must have played this game also. If you have a tire, you try to move it with a stick. ठीक है, तो ये टायर एट रेस्ट था बट हम लोग उसको स्टिक की मदद से उसको हम लोग और फास्ट घुमा सकते हैं और वो फास्ट मूव हो सकता है, एंड दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ फोर्स. The next example is the box at rest moves due to force. If there is a box which is kept at rest in your house, it is a very heavy box, and if you try to pull it, you are applying force onto it, and that is the reason it moves from its place. Okay? So it is changing the state of rest. The other example is it can change the size or shape of the body. So if you must have seen your parents, or you also must have kneaded the dough. आटा गूंथते हैं ना हम लोग, तो that time also force is applied by the hands on the dough which changes its shape. ठीक है, पहले जो डो होता है वो किसी भी तरीके का होता है, बट हम लोग जब हमारे हाथ का फोर्स अप्लाई करते हैं तो वी मेक try and make it a proper round shape, right? So force can change the shape of an object. Next, force changes the size of a rubber band. Now, if you must have seen a rubber band in your house, जब हमारे घर का जो rubber band, कोई भी normal rubber band हमारे सर में लगाने वाला या हम लोग papers में जो लगाते हैं वो, if you take that rubber band and if you try to pull it, हम लोग pull करते हैं तो फिर से force लगा रहे हैं, yes or no? We're applying force, right, onto the rubber band, और वो force apply करने से क्या होता है, size of the rubber band changes. It was a very small rubber band, but when you try to pull it, what will happen? The size will increase of the rubber band. Understood? So any push or pull of an object is called a force, and force can change the state of the object, whether it is moving or whether it is at rest. अगर rest पे है, force apply करेंगे तो वो move करने लगेगा. अगर move हो रहा है तो उसको अगर force लगा के हम लोग रोक भी सकते हैं. On the other hand, it changes the size or shape of the body. Size भी change कर सकते हैं हम लोग, shape भी change कर सकते हैं हम लोग, because of the if you apply force onto it. ठीक है? So I hope the concept of force is clear to all my students. Now let us understand a very interesting topic, that is the types of forces. ठीक है? So it is a very interesting thing in order to understand what are the different types of force. The first type of force that we are going to study today is the force here that you can see. Here you can see a man is trying to pull another man with his arms. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर हम लोग हमारी बॉडी का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. Here you can see the bullock cart. Bullocks or the animals are carrying the cart and on that you have hay over there kept. तो ये क्या हो रहा है, यहाँ पर क्या इस्तेमाल हो रही है, एनर्जी ऑफ द बॉडी. So in your body you have muscles and these muscles help you to do activities or apply force. So this type of forces are called as muscular force, जहाँ पर हमारी या animals की body involved होती है. So the force applied using parts of the body like arms or legs is called muscular force. Here again this man is trying to pull the horse. तो he is applying which force? Muscular force. वो अपनी ताकत लगा रहा है ना to move it, और horse भी अपनी ताकत लगा रहा है ताकि वो उठे ना. So here animal and the man, they both are making use of their muscles and they are applying force on each other. So muscular force. If you ride a bicycle, हम लोग बाइसिकल जब चलाते हैं तो उसमें भी हम लोग मसल्स का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. यस और नो? हमारे पैर के जो मसल्स है उसकी वजह से हम लोग पेडल मूव करते हैं और पेडल मूव होता है तो साइकिल मूव होती है. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ फोर्स इज अगेन मस्कुलर फोर्स. द नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल दैट वी हैव इज द बॉय हु इज किकिंग द बॉल. व्हेन यू किक द बॉल यू आर अप्लाइंग योर मस्कुलर फोर्स. ठीक है, सो दीज आर एग्जांपल्स ऑफ मस्कुलर फोर्स. Let us understand few more examples when you close the door. That is also a type of muscular force. When the force is generated by your body parts or animal's body parts, that time also it is called as muscular force. The muscles in your body, they expand and contract in order to perform work. Here this example is also an example of muscular force. This bird who's trying to fly is also applying muscular force in order to move. So we can make use of muscular forces of animals like bullocks, horses and camels to get the activities done. ठीक है, so only animals, सिर्फ humans ही नहीं, animals के भी muscles होते हैं, वो भी काम करते हैं. तो अगर उनकी बॉडी का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है कुछ काम करने के लिए या कुछ पुल करने के लिए, पुश करने के लिए, so that is also coming under which force? Muscular force. You must have played tug of war. ठीक है, जब हम लोग ये गेम खेलते हैं तो उसमें हम लोग complete use of muscular force का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. You're making use of your legs, you're making use of your arms, and these are examples of muscular force. So next time when you play tug of war, make sure you remember this, which type of force you are applying over here. When you're playing in the school also on this monkey jump or on the slides, you are making use of your muscles. So these are all examples of muscular forces. So in all these actions that you see in the picture, the movements take place with the help of the bones and muscles in the body. Yes or no? The horse is moving, तो ये horse के अंदर भी bones है और muscles है जो move हो रहे हैं. That is what is muscular force. The force applied using parts of the body like arms or legs is called muscular force. I hope now the topic of muscular force is clear to all of you. Here in this picture, you can see a girl is trying to pull a bucket full of water. Now I know that you will be telling me that here also muscular force is applied. But along with muscular force, you can see that there is a wheel which is helping the girl to remove the bucket easily. ठीक है, तो ये जो wheel है, it is nothing but a machine, a simple machine. So this type of force where machines are used is called as mechanical forces. Here also you can see cranes, excavator trucks or rollers, your vehicles in your house if you have. So the force applied using machines is called mechanical forces. कोई भी मशीन, हमारे घर में जो भी मशीन है जिसकी वजह से हम लोग काम कर पा रहे हैं, that force applied by the machine is called as mechanical force. Here you can see the bicycle, the wheelchair, the sewing machine, or the motorbike, or the mixers that you have in your house. These all are machines. These machines have many parts which carry out many processes for completing a task. For this purpose, the parts are joined to one another. ठीक है, इसके अंदर बहुत सारी मशीन्स, छोटी छोटी मशीन्स होती है जो साथ में जोड़कर उसे फंक्शन करने के लिए बनाया जाता है. ठीक है, so these are all machines which are helping us in doing various activities, and this type of force which machines, where machines are involved, is called as mechanical force. The car, if you're sitting in a car, or this tractor that you see, the ice cream truck that you see. So we use different machines for doing many tasks. Muscular force is used for running some machines, right? हमारे muscles का इस्तेमाल होता है, गाड़ी भी चलाने के लिए हमारे muscles का इस्तेमाल होता है. So you need muscular force in order to do certain tasks for mechanical force also. ठीक है, machines चलाने के लिए भी हमारे muscles का इस्तेमाल करने की ज़रूरत होती है. But some machines are run by using electricity or fuel, like the the appliances that you have in your houses, like the mixers, the fridge, or the ovens. All these appliances work on electricity. ठीक है? Machines like the later are called automatic machines because a mechanical force is used here. For example, sewing machine, electric pumps, washing machine, mixers, etc. are examples of mechanical automatic machines, and they are applying which type of force? They are applying mechanical force. So I hope next time when you sit in a car or if you see a bus, you come to know at once which type of force it is using. It is using mechanical force. Now we have few more types of forces left to study, but in our next coming period we will be learning few more types of forces. I hope in this video the concept of force is clear to all of you. What is force? What are the effects of forces on an object, and the different types of forces that we studied today. That is, we have learned about mechanical force, we have learned about muscular forces. Okay, so go home, get few more examples of both the types of forces, like mechanical forces ke 5 examples and muscular forces ke 5 more examples other than the examples that I have used in the video. Okay, so we could discuss that in our later videos. So please see to it that you'll go home and go through the videos again in order to clear the concept that we have studied today in this class. I hope to see you in the next coming period with something new and interesting. Till then, thank you. If you liked the session, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can share and
this session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.